I would just like to preface before the beginning of this video that basically this is going to be an entire video hating on Azteca, so Azteca lovers be warned, alright? You're not gonna like what's coming. Anyways, hey, what is up guys, it is Phantom here and welcome back to a brand new video everyone, where in this video, I of course, as mentioned in the little intro sequence, am going to be continuously hating on Azteca. I mean, people probably should have surmised that from the title and thumbnail already, but yeah, that is pretty much what we are going to be doing today. You can kind of think of it as sort of a follow-up video to a video that I posted a bit over a year ago called the Azteca rant, where I ranted about all of Azteca's problems, you know, after questing through the world on my death, and I basically just screamed to as many people as were willing to hear me that I just don't like this world. I mean, what is there to even like about it? Like, look around you. I mean, seriously, do you like this piece of shit world that is just presented in front of you right now? No, of course not. The answer is no. You don't like it, alright? Don't try to go into the comments and convince me otherwise, because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it at all whatsoever. So oftentimes during live streams, people ask me the question of what is my least favorite world in this game, what is my favorite world in this game, etc, etc. And to at least that least favorite world question, I would say, and I've always said this, I'm pretty sure, that it is Azteca. Azteca is definitively the worst world in the game in my opinion, and of course I dislike it for a number of reasons, which I will get into. Just, yeah, for anyone who does not know, I'm not very too fond of this world right here. I'm really not, and I have not been for a very long time. So it's 2021 right now, and it's time to explain to all of you, you know, once again, why I hate the world so much. And I know there's gonna be so many people just right away asking me, Phantom, how could you possibly have Azteca be your least favorite world? I mean, just look at this. This is a beautiful, bountiful land full of adventure and opportunity. Oh god, all the quests are just so immersive. Oh, I love the world so much. And to really each and every single one of you, I have no idea what you are talking about. Literally, I mentioned in a previous video before, the only positive attribute that I can say that Azteca has is really just like the appearance of it. You know, its beauty is above average in terms of most of the worlds in this game, but there's just so many other things that just kind of like diminish my likeness for it, how much I like it, right? And just justify my ever-present hatred for this world. So anyways, without further ado, let us get into the cons. So the first fatal flaw that I would like to touch on with Azteca would be the kind of overall difficulty of the world, at least just like when it comes down to soloing, you know. And I understand that like some worlds can be difficult, like that's a totally fine thing if you want a challenge and everything like that, but I feel like Azteca takes it to a degree, especially with the amount of quests that it has, you know, and with the difficulty of some mobs and bosses that I'm really just not okay with. So let's say, you know, one example, right, I am fighting an Azteca boss, okay, and then he casts a spell that is for another school, right, that the boss actually isn't. So let's say he is a life boss and then he ifrits me right out of nowhere. That is a characteristic of many bosses in Azteca, in that they have dual mastery. However, it doesn't actually show it, you know, in their name tag and everything, where it would usually show a school for a mob. They don't actually have that dual mastery, you know, kind of shown there, so people aren't aware of it, and it kind of just makes you like caught off guard, you know, in regards to especially soloing, you know, stuff like that. Little things like that can make the world just a lot more difficult and unpleasant to go through. And I don't even understand really why KI hasn't changed that, you know. It kind of makes sense if the world might have just came out, but really I don't understand a point to you know, not have the kind of school icon, you know, all of the school icons pertaining to the mob's mastery right above its name, or like right by its name. I just never got it, man. Never really understood KI's motivation with that one. But anyways, continuing on with Azteca and the mobs and all the bosses, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, right? The nerfs that were made to Azteca in the 2020 summer update made it a much better world, purely on the basis that the mobs just don't have as much health and they're just a lot easier to kill overall. So, you know what? I will say I think Azteca has that working for it. However, it's just still so annoying to go through, and I think it's kind of has to do with a combination between like the enemy strength, which is still, you know, it's still pretty decent. Like, you are going to have a little bit of a tough time soloing this this world. Like, it's just the fact of the matter. If you have a teammate, it's not so bad, but this is, of course, mainly a solo rant. So, you know, if you are kind of fighting mob after mob, right, that just has annoying spells in its arsenal, such as, let me just go into the cenote here and give you a good example of one of these such mobs. So if we go up to like Thunderhorn zombies right here, for example, I mean, they just cast Tower Shield, right, willy-nilly, and Frost Giant, just really annoying to defeat, right? And you have a lot of these mobs in Azteca. You have a lot of these sort of mobs that kind of rely on these annoying spells, and where I think it kind of combines with the amount of quests that Azteca has, which is way too much, by the way. That's another one of my critiques that I will get into. Well, it just kind of forms a unpleasant experience for the player where they just have to go through quest after quest, right? Just all the monotony of it while fighting mobs that they're just like annoying to fight, right? Over and over for so many pointless quests. It's like, why do it, man? And yes, it is indeed now time to talk about one of my biggest criticisms for the world of Azteca. And yes, that is the amount of quests that the world has. So I believe Azteca sports a whopping 197 quests or something like that in the world, which is just absolutely gigantic. You know, when you kind of take into consideration that I believe, let's say, let me think of a good example here. So Zafaria probably has, I think it's like around 140 something quests that the world has, you know, and like that's Zafaria just on its own, right? So Azteca is like 50 quests longer than that already. I think Avalon has like slightly more than Zafaria, but still not a ton. And then Celestia, another world in the second arc, right, the same arc in which Azteca takes place, has, I think, less than 100 quests. So as you can see, right, Azteca is kind of a step above all of those, but you can kind of justify a lot of quests, at least in my opinion, if you have like a decent storyline and the quests and the amount of quests actually make sense for your storyline. Well, Azteca just does not have that. Azteca is absolutely littered with pointless defeat and collect quests that add absolutely nothing to the story. Two of the most popular examples that come to mind to me, and a lot of quests that people do mention when they're kind of, you know, talking about like Azteca's just redundancy of quests and everything like that, is the salad quest that you actually get from Mac the Knife. I know I've mentioned this so many times in previous videos and live streams, but the salad quest in Azteca is where you have to make a salad for a fish, just because he told you to. That's literally it. He told you to do it. That was it. He wanted a salad, so you go out and do the work to get him that. And I think that's just like incredibly stupid when you have all these useless little plot points that they're just not even part of the main story, and they really just should not be relevant. You should not be doing them in the game, yet you're just doing them, and KingsIsle added them in for some reason. It's just, I find it so stupid. Another one is also where you have to, I believe, initiate like a war challenge or something like that, some sort of challenge with a guy, you know, because it's like customary to Aztecan tradition or something like that. It's something stupid along those lines, just kind of taking like unnecessary time, you know, away from the main storyline to do these pointless little tasks. It's just so, it's just so dumb. It's just so dumb. Takes up useless time, and then of course combined with the fact that Azteca is kind of just like a painful world to go through. Oh god, it makes the world just so much worse. I really do think that these sort of unnecessary quests really do cheapen the overall storyline and experience of Azteca as a whole, because I mean, if you really do kind of think about it, like we come to Azteca to, you know, basically, of course, stop Morganth. I mean, that's just kind of the main goal of the whole second arc, but it's like we kind of come to stop her from doing whatever she's doing, and, you know, eventually we find out that she's resurrected. That comment was so loud, holy fuck. But we find out that she has resurrected like a dark servant or something like that, which essentially set a ripple throughout the entirety of Azteca, you know, causing the dead to rise, which is pretty epic. And Morganth just kind of is like going around everywhere and just taking the Lords of Night, essentially kidnapping them from their pyramids, and then forcing them to like teach her how to pretty much just like remake the spiral in her image. Like, that's really sick stuff, you know. But it's when it's just littered by shit like, oh yeah, go make this dude a salad. Yeah, no, you're gonna have a great time. It's like, really, man, I can't take the world seriously at that point. But yeah, that was pretty much the video, everyone. Just kind of wanted to give like a 2021 style review on the world of Azteca, and just kind of prove to you guys that what was wrong with the world in the past is still wrong with the world. So yeah, and that's pretty much just why I don't like it. So yeah, that's the justification for that. But make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy or subscribed to the channel. It would mean a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it. Okay, I guess I can't go that way. I will go this way then, therefore. But anyways, though, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. I would very much like to hear them, and I will see you all in the next video or stream, whenever that may be. So take care, and peace out, everyone.